Still the best dog ever. What's up, buddy? Alright, go lay down.
What other people think of you is none of your business. Regina Brett said that, and I think she's right. So, mind your business. Before we get into this, I want you to consider something. What is it you're trying to get out of life? No, seriously, think about it. And why do I want you to think about this? Because we are totally capable of spending our entire lives solving problems that don't matter. So then, what is it that matters to you? Well, what do you want out of life? What will it take to get there? How much of your time and focus will it take? And if your goals are large enough, it'll probably take more time and focus than you have. So you're going to have to rely on the agency of others. But that's a topic for another day. The goals will almost certainly change throughout your life. But that's okay. One thing will remain constant. You will need to guide your life. If you don't, life has a way of pushing you into a default path. To get control over your life, you'll need to focus your time and your energy towards that end. That's what we're really talking about today. Your focus and your time. But back to the main point. What other people think of you is none of your business. Really let that sink in. Think about it, make it part of your inner existence, and use it to help yourself and those around you. Let's put some context on this before we start using it in the wild, shall we? This is not licensed to be a jackwagon. Don't start cutting people off and farting in elevators just yet.
You see, we have duties in life. He said duty. And one of those duties is to self-mastery. Trying to live the best life you possibly can. That means respecting others, taking criticism with grace, and working hard towards whatever end you have in mind. Part of that's going to be dressing the part. I don't mean you have to go all the way in and dress in a business suit everywhere you go. I'm not a subscriber of the you can't be overdressed mantra. I'm just saying you have to not stick out and don't look like a bum. If you feel the need to express yourself in the way you dress and the way you look, fine, you do you. I'm way past that at this point in life. I just want to blend in. Understand though, the point here is most people aren't thinking about what you're wearing unless you're outlandishly attractive or outlandishly on the opposite end. They probably weren't thinking of you in the first place. The mirrors in the gym are for you to see you. Now, I'm not saying you need to lean into nonconformity and start wearing a loincloth. That'll get you lots of questions and a sunburn in a very uncomfortable spot. What I'm saying is that the point to the quote is to focus on what you can control and only on what you can control. You can dress the part, show up, give it your all, and the person on the receiving end can hate you or not notice at all. There is no guarantee they will have a favorable opinion of you. So what? Be kind anyway. Show up and give it your all anyway. And you can choose to be one of those miserable people that loves to complain about it. Well, see, this is why I don't try, because it's going to be a failure anyway. Okay, so you don't set yourself up for the chance for success because it failed once upon a time, or it has a chance of failure now. How's that working for you? You got a whole bunch of loving relationships lining up at your door to spend time with you? Or maybe you're grumpy and people don't want to be around you. And that makes you grumpy because people don't want to be around you. You see how this might feed on itself and be a negative trap? It's all in your head. So why not give it your all? Why not be kind? Assume positive intent. You see, I think we have a choice. I think we can choose to try. I think we can choose to live. And I choose to die trying rather than complaining. Do you ever find yourself playing out conversations in your head? I fall into this all the time. I'll just be walking around minding my own business, and my brain deems it necessary to start thinking about something I did wrong in 1998, like somehow that's useful. Or, more often, it likes to think about potential endings to conversations I haven't had yet. Like, what if I pitch the project and it doesn't go well and it doesn't get funded, and therefore it's looked upon poorly, and maybe I'll lose my job and I'll have to deal with that situation. Let me reiterate this for effect. This hasn't even happened, and my brain deems it necessary to think about. Total nonsense. So I've learned to use another part of my brain to shut that down in its tracks. It's simple as it sounds, It works almost every time. I use another part of my brain to say, mind your business. And that stuff just quiets down. Do yourself a favor. Try this next time your brain goes down the what if rabbit hole, and it always ends with somebody else's negative opinion of you or some death spiral down to I'm getting fired or I'm going to be homeless. Try it. Next time your brain takes you down one of those rabbit holes, tell it to mind its own business, and then double down and start thinking about the next step on your path towards living the life you wish to live. Look, even if the conversation goes negative like you think it might, or your anxious brain thinks it might, you have no control over their response anyway. It was none of your business to begin with, back to the point of the video. It is literally more impactful for you to think about what you're going to have for dinner than it is that future conversation. You can't change the way they perceive you, and you can't change the way they feel about the conversation. But you can eat healthy and go to bed on time. Just saying. You have almost no control on how others perceive you. Great. That means you have all that extra brain power you can apply towards living the life you wish to live. That's more time you can spend properly eating right or working on the next step in whatever project you happen to be working on. More time helping people and more time exercising or learning. You can have all this extra brain power to place towards it because you're not worried about some hypothetical bad outcome. The sooner you really let it sink in that you have little control over something, the sooner you can discard it as something worthy of your concern.
Philosophers have been writing about this for years. It is all over the place if you start reading philosophy. It's all about cultivating an indifference towards those things you can't control. It's from every corner as well. Stoicism, you've got Epictetus. He talks about focusing on your own thoughts, actions, and attitudes and ignoring everything that's outside of your control, which just so happens to be the thoughts and judgments of others. It's therefore not worthy of your concern because it's outside of your control. This is all from a book of his that I refuse to learn how to pronounce called The Echidna. Then we have Socrates via Plato, of course. Talks about the unexamined life not being worth living. I interpret this as living a just life rather than a life based upon approval. Epicurus even got in the action. He wrote about living a tranquil life, free from the disturbances of outside forces, including the opinions of others. Dishonorable mention from the cynicism school. The guy who took this too far is Diogenes. He tried, or at least he stated that he tried, to live a life that's free from outside judgment and societal norms. And he succeeded, I suppose, but I think he's just an asshole. He was so bad they even named a hoarding syndrome after him. He's kind of like that angsty teenager who doesn't care. So to prove he doesn't care, he goes way too far to get attention. Like, we get it. You don't care about outside opinions, Diogenes. Now please stop shitting on the cobblestone and move on. Take a shower, you sweaty bum. Don't be that guy. Enough about philosophers, you get the point. If you try this approach, ironically, you'll find that a lot of people don't understand. My favorite one of these is not paying attention to current events or news. There seems to be this part of human nature that craves useless information about things that are going on currently, even if we can't do anything with that information. Just how much control do you have over current events? Exactly. If the information's not actionable, it's entertainment. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a bad thing. It's just worth understanding. Info about a local politician in some state or country that you never travel to is about as actionable as a soap opera. It has the same amount of impact on your life as the villain in a movie, which is to say none. Look, if you wish to spend this one life you have waving the flag for some soap opera politician, get after it. That's just not my way. So if you cultivate this indifference towards current events or news, or if you already have it, you're probably going to hear the quote, "You may not care about politics, but politics cares about you." Yeah, so do the cable companies, but I don't buy their products either. Bacteria try to kill me all the time, but I don't spend precious hours of every day focused on it. I just wash my hands and move on. It's your time, spin it how you wish. I'm spending mine making this video that almost no one watches, so what the hell do I know? But why is this so important to me? Because it means you can just do things. I know it's a trope, But no one's stopping you because almost no one's thinking about you at all. There are no gatekeepers, so just go. Do the work you know you should be doing and give the outside world the bare minimum of focus. Try it for a week and I promise you will notice results. Do you need to please customers? Yes. Does that mean you're building for them directly? Sometimes. Build whatever it is you're building so that you're proud of it. You have no control over their satisfaction. You only control what you produce. The goal might be their satisfaction, but the focus is on what you can affect, which is the product itself. Take home message here. Focus on what you can control. This buys you time and mental clarity. Time to live this one life you get with intention. So mind your damn business. So I've been thinking I don't have a really good way to end these videos, so I wanted to use my bullishness towards YouTube to spotlight other creators, maybe. I don't know that it'll help them, but it at least helps me better understand why I like what I like and get the word out about things that you may actually enjoy watching. So the first of these is a guy named Van Neistat. It's one of the Neistat brothers of Neistat Brothers fame or infamy, whatever you wish. He has this channel called The Spirited Man that he put together a few years ago, and I find it refreshing. It's unique, it's his perspective. He even writes his own music on this synth or electronic device of some sort. You can tell he really puts the time into thinking about it, but also it's really just laying bare him and his views on things and his focus on his family and his craft and the mistakes he's made along the way. He puts out in the open. He's an excellent storyteller. I think it's worth your time. So check him out. Not affiliated at all, although I would love to be. He is a fantastic creator, and I think it's worth your time to watch his stuff, or at least check it out. I'll link one in the description below. That's all I have for this week, brother. Love you. Bye. All right. Take two because I got a random phone call. This is my mama. All right. What other people think of you is none